Justin, question for you about your leadership development through the summer and the emphasis you put on that. It was tested, obviously, and Ryan Day talked about that the other day, about you becoming a vocal leader, going on national television, talking about the fight to try to play the season. Can you go through what you think you learned about yourself over the last 3 months and how you think you might apply that to a football season?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely learned a lot, these past few months, just with everything going on. But the leadership part, it's just seeing how much I can do as an individual has really just made me realize how much of an impact I can make. So just seeing the change that I've made and that our teammates have made and that our coaches have made and just our whole organization, I just feel like it gives me and our team more confidence to step into that leadership role and become more vocal. And I think it's pretty much just given me confidence over time to take full control of the team, over the offense, and just become one of the main leaders on the team for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com with Kyle Rowland on deck. Nathan?
Hey, Justin, obviously you spent part of the summer, even after the volunteer workout started, you were still by yourself and then came up and joined the team. I guess just what are you satisfied with most from your time that you got to the working out you did alone or with your trainer, and what do you still feel you need to accomplish in these weeks between now and the start of the season?
Yeah, I definitely got a lot done. When our season got postponed, before me and Coach Day would meet every day, we would go out there on the field and throw, and we would film and kind of try to fix up on mechanics. So we were kind of just working one-on-one, and I think I learned a lot from him. And, just seeing the way he thinks and the way he watches film, and just kind of sitting down with him and communicating with him, and really just learning from him, because, I mean, he's had experience in the NFL, so it was great, really. So I just getting to sit down with him and learn. And, yeah, I mean, I went home for like a week maybe. I just went back to see some family, and, so I've been up here. But, yeah, I'm back up here and ready to work now. So.
Next up, Kyle Rowland with the Toledo Blade and Austin Ward on deck. Kyle?
Hey, Jonathan. For you in particular, obviously last year didn't go exactly how you wanted it to. How agonizing has it been for you knowing that, I mean, this year possibly couldn't have been played and you could have gone through kind of a whole year without playing?
Yeah, it was tough. It was hard. Obviously, just not being able to control what was going on because I couldn't control my injury that happened last year, and not being able to play hurt a lot. And I came back another year because I wanted to be able to prove the type of player that I was and show that to everyone and for my team, and wanted to come back and be a leader for my team. And knowing that it was almost taken away from me really sucks and that hurts. But, we're over that now, and I'm just happy that we got it back thanks to our coaches and everybody who fought for our season. So right now, all those feelings that I had before are gone.
Next up, Austin Ward from Letterman Row with Joey Kaufman on deck. Austin?
Hey, Justin, I know that you guys haven't had a chance to do a lot of, 11-on-11 or 7-on-7 yet, but you can do, some throwing with those young wide receivers. I'm wondering how they've progressed in your mind over what you've been able to do over the last couple weeks, and how you think that maybe those freshmen could play a role this fall.
Yeah, we've actually been doing 7-on-7 and 1-on-1s at practice, but I mean, the freshmen, they've been phenomenal. I mean, just the talent, between Jackson Smith, Julian G, Mookie. I mean, those guys are just really probably the most polished freshmen I've seen with my own eyes. So just seeing what they can do on the field and what plays they can make and just how talented they are, that, of course, gets me excited. And Coach Day knows that. Coach Hartline knows how great of players they are. So we're all just excited about the opportunity we have to play and what we get to show on the field this year.
Next up, Joey Kaufman, the Columbus Dispatch with Dave Biddle on deck. Joey?
Justin, I'm wondering, do you think your petition that you started had any effect at all in the Big Ten revisiting its decision?
I definitely think it had an effect. I don't think it was the only thing that had an effect on it, of course, but I do think it was a part of it. And, if it didn't end up having an effect, I don't really care because, at the end of the day, we all got what we wanted, and that was the opportunity to play. So I was really just trying to do whatever I could to get the season back, not only for me, but for my teammates, coaches, and players, because I know how bad we wanted to play, and I know how hard we worked in the offseason. So just seeing, the passion throughout the facility and, the fight that we've all had through this tough time, it was really just encouraging when the Big Ten allowed us to play this year. So.
Next up, Dave Biddle, 24/7 Sports with Bill Landis on deck. Dave?
Hi, Justin. I'm guessing the answer is no, but did you ever consider opting out of the season? Why or why not?
No. One reason was because, I really wasn't trying to rush anything in case, this situation did pop up. And another reason is I wanted to give myself an opportunity to, come back and show the world what I can do and what I've improved on, because I feel like I've improved a lot on my game, and I've learned a lot this offseason. And I know the talent we have on offense and defense, and, we're just all excited to be able to get on the field and show how hard we've been working and show our talents really and play the game we love.
Thank you.
Next up, Bill Landis, The Athletic with Bill Rabinowitz on deck. Bill?
Justin, obviously you play a very high-profile position, and you put up great numbers, and I'm sure the anticipation is that you'll do that again this year. But how do you think the stuff you've done over the last month or so, just how public you were with your push to get a season going this fall, might impact ultimately how you're remembered at Ohio State?
Yeah, I think the past few months or this whole year, this has been the first time this ever happened in the world. So I think the past things that the coaches on Coach Day, our players, Jonathan Cooper, he got on ESPN Sports Center, just really all the things, our efforts and just trying to get the season back. I think it's definitely going to go down in the history books for the way we fought back. And, if we in the season like we want to, I think we should definitely have a 30-30 for sure. Because, at first we weren't supposed to, have the opportunity to play, but we just fought so hard to get it back, and we're just all so excited for the opportunity. So I definitely think this is going to go down in the history books. So we're just hoping that, we have a great season and get to be out there on the field.
Next up, Bill Rabinowitz from the Columbus Dispatch with Mitch Stacy on deck. Bill?
Hi, Jonathan. I understand you were the player who was the football representative to talk to Kevin Warren. Could you kind of characterize your discussions with him and just what you thought as the process went along with them canceling the fall season, then saying they weren't even going to revisit it?
Yeah, I was in their Zoom meetings with Kevin Warren, with actually a lot of other student athletes across the Big Ten. And I guess the main thing that I expressed to him was that we wanted to play and that we felt that we were safe in the environment that Ohio State created for us. That's the main thing I wanted to make sure I got across, that we wanted to play. We felt that we were safe, and that I felt the players should have the choice whether they wanted to play or not. I didn't feel like making the overall decision was the best thing for everybody, because everybody's situation is different. I feel like if the risk level was too high for some players during everything and they didn't feel safe, they could take that choice to opt out. But for players like me and a lot of other players across the country, and like Justin, who want to play and who have worked for it and felt safe, we wanted to play. So that's the main thing that I expressed to him.
And Justin, if I could sneak one in, the fact that you fought so hard and you got this second chance to play, how determined are you that you're going to show as well as you played last year, this is going to be a different level?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there are words to describe how determined I am, but really you just have to. I think it just shows with the stuff I do, how I carry myself in the facility, how I work on and off the field. So I think there's not really words you can describe how determined I am. I think it's just going to have to show itself.
Thank you.
Next up, Mitch Stacy with the Associated Press and Dennis Dodd on deck. Mitch?
Hey, Justin. I just wanted to double back on something that Dave Biddle asked before. There was so much uncertainty for a while, and for a while it looked like there may not be a season at all. I just wondered if you watched those early games on TV and, while Ohio State was sitting here idle, what your thought process was. And, did you ever start thinking about, maybe something else here is good for my future, leaving, whatever it might be?
Yeah, well, I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. Just my story growing up, going to Georgia. I never even thought of going to Ohio State, and I'm here doing what I love, and of course having success. So I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason, and I really was just putting all my faith in God. So of course, watching these games this past weekend, I was watching with a few teammates, and we were hurt because we didn't have the opportunity to play this year, but now we do. So we're just grateful for the opportunity we have. And like I said before, we're just very excited to get out there on the field.
Next up, Dennis Dodd with CBS Sports and Dan Hope on deck. Dennis? Dennis, you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Justin, I know a big part of this is being able to compete for the playoff. I wonder if you could put in words what that means, being able to shoot for that. And also, there are 4 Power Fives now playing with 3 different lengths of seasons. I wonder what you think is a fair indicator of a playoff team with all these lengths of seasons being played.
Yeah, I think the playoff committee does a good job with evaluating each team and seeing what teams they think should be in the playoffs. So I don't think different amount of games is going to change the outcome of the playoff. I just think, if we handle business like we're supposed to on the field, that everything will take care of itself. So, our job is to just go out there and play our best game and just go about it one game at a time. And we're focused on that October 24th date. And whenever we get that schedule, just know we'll be preparing for that first game and not really worried about the playoffs, because we know if we have to win every game to get to the playoffs, because like you said, we do have a limited amount of games. So we have really less room for error when it comes to trying to make the playoffs.
Thanks.
Next up, Dan Hope with 11 Warriors and Patrick Murphy on deck. Dan?
Hey, Justin, what do you think it says about this team that Sean came back and Wyatt came back and that nobody on this team has opted out?
I just think the brotherhood is real. I think seeing a lot of different teams and, players opting out, and for whatever reason, I'm not saying that they don't love their teammates. They might have different situations going on at home, but I just think, with Wyatt and Sean coming back, that just shows, you guys, how much love there is on this team and how much of a brotherhood we really are and how close we really are. Really, like last year, I wasn't really I was close with some defensive guys, but this year I've tried to make connection with every guy on the team and kind of get close to them. So we relate to each other closely, and it just, like I said earlier, it just shows the love that we have for each other, and what we want to do, what we want to accomplish, and like Coop said earlier, like we want to play. They're not forcing us to play. We want to play, and Coach Day has given us the option to opt out if we don't want to play, but everybody on this team wants to play and hope to win a national championship. So that's our goal, and that's what we're focused on.
Thanks, Justin.
Next up, Patrick Murphy with 24/7 Sports and Tony Girdman on deck. Patrick?
Jonathan, given what's happened the past year and then this last month, I'm curious your motivation, maybe the goals you've set for yourself for this year, and then what it's going to be like to step on the football field again on October 24th or whenever the first game is.
My motivation this year kind of went on from last year, just not being able to play, and seeing my team go out there without me. That motivation carried on to this year, and knowing that even like it can just be taken away from you so quick, motivates me even more, because you can't take a day for granted at all. You know, like I love my teammates and I love my brothers, and I worked really hard to try to get in the position that I'm in. So my motivation isn't stopping. And it's more, I would say it's higher than ever, honestly, just to be the best player I can be and best leader and be everything that my teammates need.
Next up, Tony Girdman from Buckeye Scoop with Spencer Holbrook on deck. Tony?
Justin, you talked about the freshman receivers a little bit ago. I'm wondering about those veterans with Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and Jameson Williams. Ryan Day mentioned them a day or so ago. I'm wondering what should we expect to see from those three in this passing game with you?
Definitely playmaking. I mean, those guys are talented as can be. So, I mean, just the things that they've shown in practice, and, you know, I think our chemistry, we're getting better each and every day. So, hopefully we see a lot of touchdowns this fall and a lot of wins on the field.
Next up, Spencer Holbrook with Letterman Rowe and Rob Aller on deck. Spencer?
Jonathan, nobody thought it was going to be easy to replace Chase Young on the defensive line. And then you guys have to go through what you've been through the last few months and not being able to be together as often as you probably wanted to. How is that process coming as far as replacing one of the best defensive linemen in program history? And, you know, who's been picking up the slack that you've seen that can make a difference this year?
Yeah, obviously Chase was an amazing player, and replacing him isn't going to be easy, but I'm very confident in our guys and the way that they stepped up. We got Tyreek, Zach, Javonte, Tyler Friday, and that's just the defensive ends on the outside who have really stepped up their game, at least that I've seen, and are ready to take on a bigger role. And then on the inside, we have Antoine, Tommy, Jerron Cage, and a lot of other guys who just are ready to play. They want to play. They've been waiting a long time to show their chance and show that they can ball. And I feel like that's definitely how we're going to pick up the slack. You know, we're not just one player. We're the rushmen, and so we rush together. And I feel like us all coming back who are veterans, who have seen time in the game and have had playing time, is really going to step up for us this year.
Next up, Rob Aller with the Columbus Dispatch and Brendan Gulick on deck. Rob?
Hey, Justin, there's a lot of people among Ohio State fans that want you put in bubble wrap to keep you safe. And hey, how aware are you of that? But what are the challenges? What have been the challenges of staying safe and isolating and moving forward? What do you see as some of the challenges, if you could sort of describe the day-to-day and how you go about, you know, social distancing, I guess?
Yeah, you know, with all that's going on, I think Coop talked to the team. I think the video was on SportsCenter or something like that. But, you know, this isn't a challenge at all for us because we're here first to graduate with a degree and to play football. So this small sacrifice, not going to parties or hanging out with people, you know, that's a small sacrifice to what we want to accomplish. So that's just a small sacrifice for a big reward, really, because, you know, with I think the COVID protocols, if you test positive, you're out for at least 21 days, and of course you don't want that to happen. I mean, that's 3 games right there. You might as well sit the rest of the season out. So we know what's at risk, and we know what we have to do to stay safe, social distance, and, you know, our staff, they've done a great job, you know, just harping at us and keep reminding us, you know, just to wear our mask, stay socially distant and stuff like that. But I don't think it's a big challenge for us. I think our team has done a great job with, you know, staying safe and being social distance and doing all the right things.
Next up, Brendan Gulick from Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated with Paul on deck. Brendan?
Hey, Jonathan, this I would have to imagine this has been a pretty emotional month for you, considering all that you've gone through during your career. Can you share with us what it was like when you got to speak with your family for the first time after you found out that the season was coming back and you were going to be able to play?
Yeah, man, it was emotional. Like, it hasn't been easy. I think everybody knows that my career at Ohio State hasn't been that easy. And knowing that I came back and it was going to be taken away from me, obviously it wasn't easy again. But that first conversation that I had with my mom, we kind of just looked at each other, and I mean, it was unreal, honestly. Yeah. And the thing is that even though I felt like so happy and so blessed to have this season and everything, I know that everybody fighting for a season, everybody working so hard to get us a season will be for nothing if we don't take care of business and get the job done. So that just means we have to work harder and be prepared for everything and keep practicing, keep going harder, go harder than ever before, honestly, because, you know, it would all be everybody fighting, and all our coaches and our president and our athletic director, everything that they did for us will be for nothing if we don't go out there and take care of business.
Next up, Clay Hall, WSYX, with Jeremy Birmingham on deck. Clay?
Yeah, to both of you guys, I mean, college is about education, but you've done some things outside the classroom here that are incredible. You're part of this movement. You both went on national TV to sort of get this done. Justin, somebody's going to write a book about this era and this season, et cetera, but to have such a role in it to both of you, what does that mean down the road, perhaps?
I'll take it first, but just knowing the effect that we've both made to make this happen, I mean, you know, it's the greatest feeling in the world, because this is what we want. This is the sport we love to play. We've been playing this sport since we were kids, so we're just grateful, and I mean, very grateful to have the opportunity to, you know, just play and just play the game we love and just to have fun again. I mean, I think we went 11 on 11 like earlier this week, and that was the first time we've done it in a while, and that was the most fun I've had in a minute. I didn't have the best practice out there because, of course, we were all rusty, but I told Coach Day I was just having fun out there because it was just, you know, just fun getting back to playing the game I love. So it was just awesome being back out there.
Yeah, and just like all the players having conversations in the locker room. I mean, we talked a lot about everything we didn't know about what was going on, and I mean, and then what to do, even from a social injustice standpoint, with everything going on surrounding Black Lives Matter, and wanting to be in that movement. A lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of time spent away from each other. And just like Justin said, like, the team, when we're all together, we're out there practicing together, we're having fun. It's what we wanted to do, it's what we fought for. And, you know, I think we're just all very, like Justin said, very grateful, very happy to just be back together and realize that it all worked out for us.
Thank you.
Next up, Jeremy Birmingham from Letterman Row, and we'll close with Bruce Feldman. Jeremy?
Hey guys, quick question for you. With Ryan Day in charge, obviously you guys have had a chance to hear a lot of his real life experiences and things that he's gone through in tough times. How has those challenges and his presentation of that to you both helped steer you guys in these last few months when everything was so uncertain and kind of depressing?
Yeah, Coach Day is an amazing coach, man. I mean, just take away all the football stuff that he's done. Amazing football coach, but just regardless of that, he's an amazing person, and he really cares about us and keeping us safe. And, you know, him telling us his stories about through adversity and how to just, I think just the other day, he was just telling us about how in life it's like a roller coaster, you know, there's lows, but it doesn't always stay low. You know, you have to just keep fighting through it, keep going through it, and then eventually you'll break through and you'll go high and you'll find something good. And that's what happened with us, because we were all at a very low point. We didn't know what was going on. But, you know, with him being our leader, he kept us going through it. He kept us together. We never lost faith in him. And then you see eventually it broke, and, you know, we're back on track for playing. So.
Yeah, kind of piggybacking on what Coop said, we all know Coach Day is our leader. You know, kind of through this pandemic or through this hard time that we just went through, at least me personally, I got to know him more at a personal level. You know, he's told me that he really hasn't been able to sleep since the season gotten canceled. And just the love that he has for this team is just undescribable. I mean, I can just hear it in his voice, see it in his face when he talks to me, how much passion he had for this team and, you know, his coaching staff and, you know, just everybody in the facility. And I really don't think we could have a better leader. He's a great coach, great person, and a just great overall guy.
And we will close this press conference, gentlemen, with a question from Bruce Feldman from Fox Sports and The Athletic. Bruce?
Thank you, Jerry. Hey, Justin, as such a competitor, what was going through your mind when you watched the other college games get played when you guys weren't cleared to play? And then a second question is just when you saw Wyatt and Sean announce their decisions about the NFL, did that give you any more thought about the clock is ticking, maybe I should follow suit as well?
All right, so say that second question for me again. I'm sorry.
So when Sean and Wyatt announced their decisions about going to the NFL, this is before the Big Ten news this week. Did that give you any more thought about maybe the clock's ticking? Maybe I need to really think about that too.
No, not really. I mean, because usually the timeline for declaring for the draft is in December, so I knew I had a lot of time. And with the conferences playing right now, you know, that's when they would declare. So, like I said before, I wasn't really in a rush in making a decision. I was just trying to see how it played out, and you know, just hoping and that the Big Ten would change their decision like they did. And you know, just watching the first week of the games with a few of my teammates, we were just all hurting. We literally kept saying like, "Wow, we're really not playing this year. Like this is all we're gonna be doing this year. Like this sucks. Like this is different because this is the first year in, I would say, I'm 21 right now, 16 years that I haven't played football. So, you know, that's a curveball getting thrown at you. So we were all just distraught, but you know, we stayed together and helped each other, you know, through this. And, you know, I think that's not only is going to make us closer, but, you know, just make our relationship stronger and just make our love for each other even stronger.
Thank you.
Sure.
Great. Jonathan, Justin, thank you so much for taking the time today to meet with our reporters. Really appreciate it. Thanks again, and you guys have a great day.